It was senior night in Thatcher on a special Thursday night game as the Eagles looked to lock up the 3A East Region title with a win over Sabino. It's the Eagles and the Sabercats up next with all the best highlights you'll see anywhere. Kainoa's Hawaiian Grill is the spot in Thatcher to enjoy healthy Hawaiian food with a friendly atmosphere and great service. Order in person or by the phone or online to see the tasty treat everyone is talking about. That's Kainoa's Hawaiian Grill. The Thatcher defense swarmed on Sabino's opening possession, forcing a quick 3-and-out. And after a couple of penalties sent them backward, the Sabercats punted from their own end zone and the Eagles opened their first possession at the Sabercats' own 31. And the Eagles take an immediate shot downfield to Dylan Riney, but Chad Johnson's pass is just out of his grasp. Facing 3rd and 7, the Eagles pull two linemen and hand it off to their workhorse Ryan Jones, who scoots around the outside and picks up the first. 2 plays later, they run the same thing on the right, and this time Jones cuts it back to the center of the field, and nobody's there to stop him as he goes 20 yards for the opening score, and Thatcher's up 7-0 with about 9 minutes left in the opening quarter. On their next possession, the Sabercats put running back Zachary Haley in at quarterback in the Wildcat formation, and that worked a little. Until on the 3rd play, Haley can't handle the snap, and out of a flock of Eagles, Jackson Bryce is going to scoop it up and score a defensive touchdown for Thatcher. The extra point was wide left, but the Eagles were up 13-0 with 7:24 left in the first, and they were looking for more. The Thatcher defense continued to hammer at Sabino as Javian Winton gets taken down for a loss. And on 3rd and 7, Sabino's 6'3" sophomore quarterback Bodie Sanford's pass is just beyond his receiver's reach, leading to another punt. And for the second straight offensive possession, the Eagles start their drive inside the Sabercats' territory at Sabino's 39. Kempton Chevrolet is proud to sponsor our local varsity football athletes. We're fueling their drive with community support, helping these young stars shine on and off the field. Visit Kempton Chevrolet in Safford for great deals on your next auto and to cheer on our hometown heroes. Kempton Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Thatcher goes right back to the hot hand with Bryce, who pops out of the scrum, gives a stiff arm, and heads 20 yards downfield. Watch on this play how a little movement on the defensive line appears to free up Jack Stoddard as the Thatcher line double teams a linebacker and lets Stoddard run free to corral Smith Mangum in the backfield for a loss. So now facing a 3rd and 12 from the 21, Johnson lofts one to the corner of the end zone to Hudson Conrad, but Zachary Haley is there to defend and Conrad can't hold on. After a holding call pushed them back, Thatcher now has a 4th and 22 from the 31 as Johnson drops back and surveys the field. He steps up in the pocket, and just as he's about to be swarmed by Sabercats, he lets one fly right back to Conrad, who secures this one for the 31-yard touchdown to continue the onslaught. The kicking situation remained curious as the extra point attempt bounded off the upright no good, but Thatcher was riding high up 19-0 with 2:47 left in the opening salvo. Thatcher's defense continued to thwart any rushing attack from Sabino, so the Sabercats turned to the skies and Bodie Sanford lofted one that was hauled in by Jemiah Martinez for 34 yards, and Sabino's first foray into Thatcher territory at the Eagles' 37 to end the quarter.
Mount Graham Regional Medical Center will soon be opening a 24/7 cardiac cath lab, offering immediate emergency health care for STEMI heart attacks, faster diagnosis, and full cardiology services when you need it most.
But at the start of the second quarter, Jackson Bryce breaks up a pass on 4th and 12 to turn the ball back over to Thatcher. Johnson then turned to Conrad for a completion and finished the first down conversion using his legs. But Blake Vaisley jumps all over this handoff to Jones after 2 fakes and tackles him for a loss. So on 3rd and 15, the Eagles dial up a screen pass to Jackson Bryce, who dodges and dives his way for a first down. Don't know if you caught that yellow flash in the play, but yet another first down is called back for holding. And on 4th and 13 from the Sabercats' 37, Johnson's pass is incomplete to Tegan Damron, and the Eagles turn the ball over on downs. But now it's the Sabercats' turn to be bitten by the penalty bug, as a holding call wipes out a nice pickup by Zachary Haley. So Sabino returned to the air, and Sanford found Ty Cassidy over the middle for 16 yards and a first down near midfield. Enter Travis Larson, who bursts into the backfield and demolishes Javian Winton for a 5-yard loss. The play would end up leading to yet another Sabino punt. However, with Thatcher facing a 4th and 2 from the 49, Smith Mangun gets stuffed and Sabino takes over with just 1:15 left in the half. And just when it looked like Sabino got it going, as Sanford connects with Jacob Gigstan across the middle down to the Eagles' 25, the play gets called back for holding, and the Sabercats ultimately turn it over on an incomplete pass. With just 11 seconds left, you'd think the Eagles would be content with a 19-point lead and just go into halftime, but you'd be wrong, and you'd miss Ryan Jones fighting through the pass interference to haul in the Chad Johnson offering at the 19-yard line. But with just 5 seconds left, Jones runs out of time on the counterplay, and as he gets tackled at the 10, the teams are sent into halftime with the Eagles leading 19-0. With amenities designed to keep patients comfortable and relaxed, Copper Hills Dental is your choice for anxiety-free dentistry. Visit our website and Facebook page, or simply call 428-2750 to schedule your appointment today. That's Copper Hills Dental. Thatcher got it going early in the third as Johnson scrambles out of the pocket looking to run, then changes his mind, who finds Jones, who alters his route on the quarterback scramble like an old schoolyard play, and the improvisation results in a 33-yard pickup down to the Sabercats 18. However, on the very next play, nobody blocks Blake Vasley, who's there to knock away the handoff to Jones, and Victor Alcantar recovers for Sabino. And now the Sabercats are on the move as Sanford connects with Javian Winton for the first down. But 2 plays later, the pass goes off Jemiah Martinez's helmet and shoulder pads, and Jackson Bryce, seems like I've said his name a lot this video, gets the INT for Thatcher on the deflection. Okay, Thatcher's driving with 6 minutes left in the third and facing a 3rd and 3 from the 14 when Josiah Matagaono swept around the left side all the way to pay dirt. The Eagles added the extra point, and Thatcher was sitting pretty up 26-0 with 5:37 left in the third. And just as Sabino looked to be getting it together, with a nice run by Javian Winton, on the next play Zachary Haley can't handle the pitch, and Ryan Jones recovers the fumble for Thatcher on the Sabercats' 18-yard line. And just 2 plays later, Johnson keeps the ball and zigs and zags 17 yards for the score as Thatcher goes up 33-0 over Sabino with 3:57 left in the third. But the Cats aren't about to roll over, and Martinez runs for a first down across midfield. And then he picks up even more yardage as he makes a big run down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. However, the drive would stall and end on 4th and 14 from the 31 as Sanford drops a pass to Vasley in the end zone, but Josh Jones is there to help break it up, and the Sabercats turn the ball over on downs on the incompletion. And instead, the Eagles would end the third quarter running downfield as Jones picks up the first down. Roadrunner Rehab has been helping Gila Valley residents and athletes achieve their peak performance for over 30 years. They are now offering occupational therapy and adult speech therapy to assist in all your rehabilitation needs. Whether they're getting you back to work or back on the field, they're here to help you. But the tide changed in the fourth as Gabe Warren tracks down Johnson for a 14-yard loss on the sack, forcing a punt. And with their best starting field position of the night, Sabino looked to crack that goose egg, but Sanford's pass went to a spectator instead of his receiver. And on 4th and 8, Sanford drops back and scrambles to avoid the rush, but with the Eagles bearing down on him, his pass goes incomplete, turning the ball back over to Thatcher and preserving the shutout. Now the Eagles are just running out the clock here, and Smith Mangum is dragging Sabercats along for the ride for the first down. And on the very next play, Josiah Matagaono takes the handoff and just runs away from everybody else 42 yards to pay dirt as the Thatcher Eagles blow out the rebuilding Sabino Sabercats 40-0 and take the title of 3A region champs. Reporting from Thatcher for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.